Imagine a wild, endless continent, where rivers carve paths through untouched forests and thunder rolls over great plains. Now picture wooden ships emerging from the morning mist, carrying men and women who dreamed of something greater: freedom, wealth, purpose. From this collision of worlds, a nation was born. This is not just a story of battles and borders. It is a story of struggle, rebellion, injustice, innovation, and reinvention. This is the story of America, told not through dates and treaties, but through the lives and turning points that shaped it. Welcome to the channel that discusses history in the world. Support this channel by like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to activate the notification bell. Enjoy watching. It began with uncertainty. In 1607, weary English settlers stumbled ashore in Virginia and founded Jamestown. They faced hunger, disease, and resistance from native peoples who had lived there for centuries. Many died, yet they endured. As the decades passed, 13 colonies rose along the Atlantic coast, each with their own laws, cultures, and dreams. Farmers, tradesmen, runaway prisoners, and persecuted pilgrims all came seeking a second chance. But that hope was tested as Britain tightened its grip, demanding taxes without representation. Then, in a harbor lit by lanterns, rebels disguised as Mohawk warriors dumped crates of British tea into the icy waters. The Boston Tea Party sent a message: enough. By 1776, the colonies declared independence and war broke out. Ragtag militias faced down the greatest empire on earth. They fought in forests, across rivers, and through bitter winters. And they won. Not just a war, but the right to imagine something new, a republic born from rebellion. Freedom had been claimed, but unity had not. 13 states quarreled like siblings over money, borders, and power. The Articles of Confederation crumbled under the weight of a young nation's ambition. So in the sweltering summer of 1787, men with powdered wigs and ink-stained fingers gathered in secret to try something bold: rewrite the rules. What they produced, the Constitution, was unlike anything before it. But it was only a beginning. Under Washington's steady leadership, the country took its first steps. Then it lunged westward. With the Louisiana Purchase, America doubled in size overnight. Explorers Lewis and Clark braved snow-capped mountains and roaring rivers to chart the unknown. But for native peoples, westward expansion was disaster. Treaties were broken. Lands were stolen. Families were forced to march thousands of miles. Some never reached the end. The land grew, but the nation splintered. In cotton fields under a cruel sun, millions of enslaved men, women, and children labored, their lives treated as property. In northern cities, abolitionists shouted for freedom, while southern plantation owners clung to tradition and profit. The compromises failed. The center could not hold. When Abraham Lincoln took office, the South walked away. 11 states seceded, and brother turned against brother. The Civil War unleashed rivers of blood: Gettysburg, Antietam, Shiloh. In the middle of the chaos, Lincoln issued a proclamation, one that didn't immediately free every slave, but changed the purpose of the war forever. And when the Union triumphed in 1865, it was not just a military victory. It was a chance to redefine what America meant. The war ended, but the wounds stayed open. Freedmen built schools, ran for office, and dared to hope, only to face violence, laws, and terror designed to keep them down. In the North, the age of industry roared. Steel rails stretched coast to coast. Immigrants packed into tenements, chasing the American dream with aching hands and empty stomachs. Smoke filled the skies over Pittsburgh and Chicago. Wealth piled up for some, while others worked 12-hour days in dangerous factories. But change simmered beneath the soot. Women organized. Workers went on strike. America was rising, but not without resistance. In 1917, young Americans boarded ships for a distant war in Europe. They returned scarred and determined to live fully. The Roaring Twenties brought jazz, rebellion, and speakeasies. Women danced with short hair and shorter skirts. But the music stopped with a crash. The Great Depression devastated the nation. Families lost homes. Banks closed. Farmers watched their crops die in dust. And yet, from this darkness rose bold solutions. Roosevelt's New Deal built roads, parks, and hope. Then came another global firestorm. After Pearl Harbor, America joined World War II. Factories became arsenals. Soldiers fought from Normandy to Okinawa. And in the end, 2 atomic bombs forced a terrible peace. Victory brought rivalry. As the Iron Curtain descended over Europe, the US and Soviet Union entered a silent, deadly chess match, the Cold War. In Korea and Vietnam, the cold turned hot. At home, fear of nuclear annihilation hung like smog. But a different kind of revolution was brewing. In the segregated South, a woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. Her quiet defiance lit a fire. Marchers crossed bridges. Sit-ins defied the rules. And Dr. King's dream echoed across the world. America was being forced to live up to its own promises. By the 1980s, the Cold War neared its end. President Reagan declared, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And soon it fell. At home, computers revolutionized work and life, but new dangers emerged. In 2001, the sky over Manhattan filled with fire and smoke. America mourned, then marched to war again. Hope flickered. A new generation, wired, diverse, impatient, began asking new questions. Who are we really? And what do we want to become? In the 21st century, America stands at a crossroads. Wars in the Middle East dragged on. The 2008 crash shattered lives. And then, a virus brought the world to a halt. Masks became common. Streets fell silent. Hospitals overflowed. But even in crisis, voices rose. For justice, for truth, for each other. Democracy wavers, but it endures. Still messy, still vital. This story isn't over. America is not finished. It never was. Each generation inherits a flawed but powerful idea that we can be better. That liberty is worth fighting for, that we are stronger together. In the end, America is not just a place. It's a promise, one still being written by all of us. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support this channel to continue uploading other content about history around the world. See you in the next video.